Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of Trip Run Multiverse with your host, the man who somehow is a scientist but is completely poor, Carl Charles, and
the Black Widow who isn't Black Widow, Siwa Chung.
and today I have no idea why we're doing this, and
I'll jump in there, get the hot tag off you, and say I know exactly why we're doing this, right?
why are we doing this?
Because if you want to see an interconnected MCU before it was a thing, then this is what it is.
Yeah. Poor attempt, the one, yes. We are talking about the random TV Incredible Hulk movies?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
crossovers?
the Incredible Hulk. Sorry.
And crossovers in a weird way. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The Incredible Hulk returns, which is Hulk and Thor, essentially.
Yeah.
1988.
Yep.
Hulk, the trial of the Incredible Hulk, even though there's no actual trial going on.
No.
Unless it's a dream sequence, but don't really count. Which is Hulk and Daredevil.
Yeah.
1989. And Death of the Incredible Hulk, which is... Now, what did you think, right? First of all, at that point when you were watching that and you were like, is that meant to be a Black Widow?
I didn't even know. I was just confused, like, who is this person meant to be?
Right. Because when I was watching it when I was a kid, I was like, it's just some Russian person, right?
Yeah.
But then when you get into comics when you're older, and you're like, wait a minute, this character seems very Black Widowish, and Russian and all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
But they just did not call her Black Widow.
I thought it was some weird deep cut of like a Hulk character. So I was like, oh, okay. I suppose.
Right. But now that I've said to you, this not I don't definitively know if they attempted to use Black Widow or not. But now that I've said it to you, can you apply the evidence afterwards and go, wait a minute?
Yeah, now I'm like, oh, okay, that kind of loosely makes sense. Yeah, I can see like there's like, okay, we can't sort of use Black Widow, so we could do something kind of similar to her.
Mm-hmm. All right, what did you think of the Incredible Hulk Returns movie?
I don't know if it was trying to be serious or not.
Okay. All right.
I was like, oh, okay. All right. Donald Blake? Cool. Okay. All right. I like the sort of thing they did with the Donald Blake and Thor thing where they're like buddy cops, not buddy cops, like that buddy sort of thing, and rather than one turns into the other and all that rubbish. Yeah.
Like you like, I want to say like Captain Marvel, but not really.
Yeah.
So yes, the Viking Thor origin here were okay. That the separate characters works for this a bit better.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah.
That he calls, he's got the hammer. He says Odin, and then boom, Thor appears, right?
Odin.
But
yeah.
Thor bro surfer dudes, but well, he's not surfer dude, but he's really bro.
Yeah.
And this is the 80s.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, this is so awkward. And I just kept on thinking as well, like, oh, that is like Triple H. I just kept on just thinking in my head, no, that'd be cool if it was. But then
I have to say as well, Thor's hair. I think if that was a wig, it looked too perfect, and I thought maybe that's some kind of wig.
No, that's when it looked too perfect. Like, no, that is real because this is the 80s where people did weird like chemical stuff to their hair to make it look like that. So that guy's probably like super bored if he's still alive at this point because of all the chemicals in his hair and stuff. But
yeah, I have to say as well. I mean, I'm sure if you recall throughout the Hulk series, whenever Lou Ferrigno, where Bill Bixby, David Banner turns into the Hulk, they slow the frame rate.
Yeah.
Now it's all right if he's running, right, and it's one scene that he's or it plays a particular section that just him, yeah.
Yeah.
I was watching a section, he's moving slowly, and then it goes to a reaction shot of someone else, right, and they're moving normal time, and then it goes back to him, and he's moving slowly again. Yeah.
Bless them. This was the 80s. They're trying.
Yeah.
Effects weren't cool back then, so yeah.
I have to say as well when Thor. Okay, so Bruce, David Banner, right?
Yeah.
I'm going by the actor name.
Yeah.
He's trying to cure himself from Hulk, which he's been, I guess, since what 79. Like depending if this goes through real time.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, it's been about 10 years since he turned into the Hulk.
Yeah, cause
And
I kept on thinking that as well. Like, is this in real time? But then he makes some weird reference to a timeline in it later on. But go on.
yeah, and he's about to cure himself or something like that. And then Donald Blake walks in, like he sneaks in,
Yeah.
and David Banner remembers Donald Blake as one of the students that he had a auditorium thing with.
Mm.
It was teaching her something like that, right?
Yeah.
On gamma radiation.
Yeah.
And then he gets a hammer out. He says Odin, and he calls Thor, which I was like, all right,
Sure. Yeah.
okay, you know. I mean, I suppose, but
yeah,
all right,
who might the question? Yeah.
yeah. And then Thor and Hulk. Thor starts being too much of a bro, knocking stuff over.
Yeah.
And then David Banner hulks out because he's like, you just basically destroy my chance at curing myself this particular time. And and then they just end up Hulk and Thor end up smashing the laboratory.
Yeah.
And Thor throws his hammer at Hulk, which kind of bounces off Hulk while Hulk is stumbling backwards. And I'm like, well, a rubber hammer, right? It's got it's like got no weight to it. Like not that it was floating off the Hulk when he hit him, but it's not like it hit him and then fell to the ground because gravity,
Yeah.
It kind of just bounced to the side. I was like, that's kind of funny.
There was something else in this I found hilarious.
Yeah.
When in all the films, I noticed a lot of people get killed by electricity.
Yeah.
Okay, you just push people into cabinets and stuff with electricity. Cool, all right.
Yeah.
That's not weird.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Now, did you think that this Thor origin was? What did you think of the Thor origin itself? I know you said you kind of prefer it over.
I wouldn't say I prefer the origin. I just prefer the interpretation of how they're two different people. I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
But I was the whole Odin. Why are you calling that Odin in four comes? That makes no sense.
Yes. Okay.
You know what I mean, that's a bit. I was like, wait, what? How does that?
So let's just say he did it as per the comics version, right? Where he got the hammer, he hit the hammer on the ground, he turned into Thor.
Yeah, then that would kind of make more sense. Or he hit the hammer on the ground and then Thor would come out. There you go.
Okay.
Or even just had the hammer and said Thor would make sense, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Rather than shouting out his dad's name, then he appears. What?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I guess. Unless I'm missing something, I don't know.
Yeah, so this starts out the typical superhero formula, being that the heroes fight each other, then they team up to fight the villain afterwards. They pull down a helicopter together.
Yeah.
No, actually they don't because the helicopter flies off and they do the old man shouting at the clouds, fist in the sky sort of thing.
And I'll be honest with you, I watched this. I cannot actually tell you what the actual plot of this was. I was like, oh, wait.
They kidnap someone, and then so the lady. Okay, this is what I remember. Even though, like you say, right now I have to recall it. I'm like, oh, hold on a second. Okay, so David, because he always changes his name to David something that begins with B.
Yeah.
So he's living with some lady for whatever amount of time that he has been on the run for. But he's nowadays on the run like this would be so much harder.
Yeah. Of course, there's no way you do that nowadays. Yeah.
But yeah, he's pretending to be some sort of. Well, he is a scientist, but he's pretending to be another scientist, right?
Yeah.
To gain access to a lab. And they're making some equipment, and the bad guy is trying to take that equipment for nefarious reasons.
Yeah.
And then kidnaps. I think Thor and Hulk foil him. So they kidnap. No, they need David Bannon or whatever.
Yeah.
And then they kidnap the girl to get him, and then Hulk and Thor team up to beat up all the gangsters.
Yeah. I know. Two Omega level heroes teaming up to take on everyday street guys.
Yeah,
Like,
well, that's the thing, isn't it? Like through the Hulk series, that's all he done. There's only one time I think in the Hulk series that he fights another superpowered individual, which is the first Hulk, which is not the guy from the Ultimates.
Okay.
You know the what
Yeah,
Tyrone?
yeah, He's teacher, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it Tyrone Cash?
Yep.
Yeah. It'd have been a deep cut, by the way, in Ultimates if they actually used the name of the first Hulk as
It's that.
But,
yeah. But
anyway, and Tyrone Cash seemed like a jacked up version of Luke Cage.
Yeah, that's what he was, really.
Yeah. But yeah, so you didn't think much of this, right?
No.
I don't think. Personally, I don't think it was great either. But as a continuation of the Incredible Hulk series,
Yeah.
when you're going in, it's fine because
cool. Yeah.
It's along the lines of what you expect.
Yeah, it's like okay, this is a good continuation for the fans who probably were pining for.
The fans that wanted it, but not you who didn't want it.
Yeah, because I didn't know. Wait, to be fair, I didn't know about this show as a kid, but I think I didn't really care. Well, actually, I don't know. Did I care for it? I can't remember.
Oh, you know what? We'll speak about that afterwards because I want to point out some couple of things that may make you laugh. I'll speak about some Hulk up that are hilarious. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And you can tell me whether you actually think they're funny or not, but we'll put that at the end.
Okay.
Okay. So, Trial of the Incredible Hulk and Daredevil, 1989. What did you think of this?
This is another one that the story doesn't make any lick of sense, realistically.
yeah.
Especially with the name of it, Trial of the Hulk. So I remember I've seen this before, but I legit can't remember anything. I didn't remember anything about it. So okay, maybe he's on trial. From watching the beginning, I thought, okay, maybe he's on trial for accidentally killing someone.
Yeah.
Which you kind of think because you know the whole train bit and the guy accidentally shoots someone. I thought, okay, they're gonna try and blame it on him, and then there's a trial, and then that kind of leads into the next film, which they have nothing to do with each other whatsoever.
No.
And it was just like, okay, has a dream about going on trial, and Hulk's out, so he doesn't want to go on trial, even though doesn't make.
Now, let me point out, by the way, Jack McGee has been hounding Hulk, hounding David Banner through the entire 70s series.
Yeah.
Because,
that's his thing. Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah. In the pilot, David Banner turned into the Hulk. Well, Jack McGee was investigating a story, and Bruce hulked out and caused an explosion in the laboratory they were doing whatever, right?
Yeah.
So then Jack McGee's like, all right, well, the creature must have killed David Banner because the lady, the other scientist lady died, right? So he's like, oh, the creature must have murdered them both. Let me find the creature.
Yeah.
And bring him to justice.
Yeah.
And then he finds out later on through the series that the creature can turn into, revert to a man. But he does not know it's David Banner.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So, in The Incredible Hulk Returns, he appears, obviously, because, who else? Well, Hulk's got to get hassled, right? I mean, David Banner's got to get hassled. Just like, in The Fugitive, the TV series.
Yeah.
You got to have the guy on the run, and you got to have instead of the cops that are after him, or, in this case, do you think it would have been over the top if it was, let's just say it was Betty Ross that died, and Thunderbolt Ross was after David Banner?
That would have been... Well, I don't think they could do the army bit because of budget and all that stuff. But they could have changed Thunderbolt Ross. What's his real name? Thaddeus, isn't it?
Is it? I don't know.
Thaddeus
I just call him Thunderbolt Ross. That's all I know him as.
Yeah, I think his name's Thaddeus Ross, whatever.
Yeah.
They could have changed him to like a detective or something and had him chase him. Yeah, that'd make more sense rather than random Jack McGee here who never.
Yeah, I think
a character. I don't know.
Well, the thing is, I think they maybe thought, all right, well, maybe it's too, if the cops are after David Banner is too similar to other Fugitive series, they slightly make it a little bit different. And I don't know. Anyways.
Yeah. Well,
Anyways, Jack McGee, the actor, the guy who played Jack McGee, had a stroke in between Incredible Hulk Returns and this, which is why he doesn't make an appearance. Though you'd think he doesn't make a really appearance here. I think him making an appearance in the next film would have made more sense. But anyways, yes, you're right. This film, David Banner gets bullied right at the beginning of this film.
Yeah. which I thought was hilarious.
Yeah, and he's got a beard now and whatnot.
Oh, speaking of that, yeah, he's got a beard and all that, yeah.
Yep.
And then you know this bit where he hulks out. He's got the beard.
Yes.
Shouldn't when he turns to the Hulk have a beard, right?
Yes, that's why I've got my notes here. But let me point out something, brother. Right?
Yeah.
Our boy Thaddeus Ross.
Yeah.
When he turns into Red Hulk, he don't have his beard either.
Yeah. So I'm guessing this is where that's where they stole the idea from for the Red Hulk.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Okay.
Exactly.
So I'm pretty sure there was moments like before the Red Hulk and stuff when Bruce Banner would Hulk up and he had a beard. He would still have a beard as Hulk, right?
No. Well, I don't know about that because I can't remember watching those bits in the series, right?
Now I'm talking about like in the comics and stuff.
Oh, who knows? Who knows exactly? I can't remember that. I don't recall. I don't disrecord. But I will point out that they did put a beard. I saw pictures. They did put a beard on Lou Ferrigno when he was in the Green Hulk makeup.
Yeah,
it looked terrible,
okay.
So they decided not to have it.
Makes sense.
Yeah, but you see how bad the wig. This is what I never got about the series. Yeah. Fair enough, you got to put the wig on him if you don't, because his hair's got a certain color, right? And Lou Ferrigno probably don't need to dye his hair all that time, right? But make his wig like Bill Bixby's hair. Come on.
Yeah. Because it's nothing. It's like okay, they're two like Bill Bixby's got like some like a white dude afro, right? Yeah. And then he becomes a Hulk. He's like some weird, obvious like mop hair. Like,
yeah.
Doesn't. Okay, sure, I guess.
Yeah. Right. But yes, you're saying that. Okay, so there's a Hulk out when he on the train, and then there's not a Hulk out for ages.
Yeah.
Until way later on, where he goes to jail, because the corrupt cops arrest him, right?
Yeah.
Because he's witness to the crime that everyone denies happened because of the Kingpin, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's just like okay, I don't. This is clearly a Daredevil disguised pilot.
Yes.
And what I thought was hilarious, where Daredevil makes his first appearance, and the nurse is trying to kill the witness, the girl on the girl from the train.
Yeah.
Not really. Okay, so these guys rob the store for the Kingpin, right? The diamond store.
Yeah.
And then they decide to harass a girl on the train the same day while, it's like, all right.
I want to make her my wife. Like, okay, that came out from nowhere, but all right, sure.
Yep. And then Bruce, the girl's asking Bruce to help. Bruce is trying to ignore her because he don't want to Hulk out. And then, they stands up. He's like, come on, boys, chill out.
Yeah.
And then he gets dashed in the back of the bus, the train.
Yeah.
Hulks out, dashes them out of the train. And, and then
okay, all right. Yeah. So he gets thrown over the seat, and hulks out, and then he throws that guy through the train door and hits the wall. He should be dead because you see how he like went flying and slid. He should be dead because that's when I thought, he's gonna get done for that murder. But no, dude, just the other guy comes out, picks him up after shooting the other guy. There's a random civilian who actually never gets brought up at all.
Yep.
And then runs off like, nah, dude, he's either dead, bleeding from the brain, or like I don't know. It was the 80s, I guess, or 90s.
Oh well, let me point the retcon. Well, I don't say necessarily the retcon, but how in the comics they try to fix these sort of things, right? Whether you're going to say a Hulk or not, in different variations of the Hulk in media, but Bruce Banner's brain is doing subconscious calculations. When the Hulk's corners the destruction, so as not to cause damage like random casualty damage like that.
Okay.
I'm like, all right, okay,
sure.
Clearly not the Ultimates, right? No, not in that version. Right?
Okay. I guess.
But yes, supposedly Banner's working out. So okay, but I guess if you're not a crazy scientist of that level, what happens?
Yeah, exactly.
If you're a lawyer like Jen Walters.
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Oh, that doesn't make. Okay, sure. Yeah. So this film.
But yeah, Daredevil makes his first appearance, and some nurse is trying to kill the lady from the train.
Yeah.
And he has a little tussle with her, and I think he sweeps her legs with his baton or something. No, she dashes at him. She runs at him. Yeah. He sweeps her legs with he sticks out his nunchuck or whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
The baton, and she trips over and does like a pratfall into the hospital electrical whatever it is,
and then
just happened to be there to electrocute her.
And this was talking about how, and then like everyone gets electrocuted. Someone in each of these films gets electrocuted. I'm like, oh, okay, I guess.
Yeah.
And no one's gonna, again, never comes up in conversation ever again. Like, Daredevil literally just killed someone. Right.
Well, no, technically she killed herself because she ran into the. There's no witnesses of exactly what happened.
But like,
and Daredevil's blind; he could not see where she was going to.
No, but
I see that as a joke, though.
Like, the funny thing about it as well, if he did like a quick little, I knocked the bat, like, knocked her feet the bat on, then I understand. But he legit, you see him extend it, whatever, and then bend down to put it out. So he had a good like 30 seconds. So that was premeditated. But
what did you think of the This is the black suit Daredevil even before Charlie Cox's black suit Daredevil.
Yeah. I didn't mind it.
And it was actually before Daredevil Man Without Fear.
Yes.
The comic book. So this is the original black suit Daredevil.
Yeah, I didn't mind it. I was like, but where did he get the name Daredevil from?
Yeah. Well, I'll explain it
later. It's pretty stupid.
Yeah. But you're right. Because he's just like he's just a ninja. There's nothing. No. Not to say that he needs to have the devil horns or anything like that, right? No. Or the DD or something like that. But it's just he's just bland.
Yeah, even if you just had the DD, you didn't have the horns or whatever. I'd be like, okay, cool, yeah.
I'd like to say he needs a bit of red on him, right?
Yeah.
Even if it's just red lines across his underarm or whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
Just something, but whatever. Yes. What did you think of how he got the name? Where the police commissioner, whatever, saying we need to take down the kingpin. But we can't because he's got his grips in everywhere.
We need someone who's kind of outside the law, a real daredevil, and he's like, I'm gonna go and train now. Yeah, what the?
Yeah.
All right, sure.
And you know what's funny is when the police captain is walking outside his car after that speech, or like weeks later, whatever, and then Matt Murdock just jumps down in his black suit, and the police captain just looks at him. They just both nod, and then they're like, all right.
Okay, what?
He's from there on,
That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. And I was like, why didn't they just use Foggy Nelson and Karen Page? Why were they some other random two, whatever characters,
I feel like there must be some weird legal reason or something that they couldn't do it. Which, okay. Or, because it's like you're saying, a soft pilot, you want to throw all their eggs in a basket. But maybe, also, was this set in New York? Because I was confused.
Well, what was your confusion?
Like, just the whole set out of the place. I was like, this. Wait, is this in New York? Is this going to be somewhere else?
Well, you know how everywhere else doubles for everywhere else.
Yeah.
I mean, Vancouver was Metropolis and Smallville at the same time.
Oh yeah, true. But they're in the same state, ain't they? So I kind of.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, but I just sitting there trying to figure out. I was like, okay, because don't really.
I remember in the Nolan Batman series where they used London, Chicago, and New York as Gotham. So
yeah, but at least they say we're in Gotham City, but because they don't really say where they are. So I'm like, so is it? Is it not? Oh, okay, I guess. All right.
Yeah,
but I know it's built. You said it's filmed in Vancouver, but it's just. I think they kind of be clever then by not saying where it is. It's like
it's true.
He's from New York.
Yeah. So Daredevil, they kidnapped the witness from the hospital.
Yeah.
And David obviously I'd like to help you, but I can't because I've got a problem.
Yeah. If I get stressed out, I will murder everyone.
And then Matt gets convenient clues as to where the witness is because there's a Kingpin ambush, right? And he gets bedazzled by Kingpin's whatever he's trying to use.
Yeah.
So he's hitting them with sound waves and lights flashing and stuff like that. So you're like, all right, okay, I suppose if you, I mean, but then you send your own men down there to beat him up. Yeah. So aren't they gonna be done as well?
Yeah.
if they're wearing night vision or they're wearing earmuffs or what they, whatever.
Yeah.
Anyways, David Banner gets there in time to Hulk out. See Daredevil get beat up, who he knows is Matt at this point.
Yeah.
And he hulks out. He then beats up all the criminals. He runs out with Daredevil, and then Daredevil's like, Batman's like, "No, I'm beat up. I'm done. I'm dusted. He beat me. He beat me good, and I can't, can't be Daredevil no more."
Yeah, I give up. Being like, wait, what?
Yeah, and then Banner gives him a pep talk, essentially saying, "Look, he just found your weakness because look at all the other stuff. He was flashing lights and stuff, and you're blind, and he doesn't know that."
Yeah,
And he just happened to hit you. Yeah, the sonic waves and stuff. He was just hitting you with whatever he had on the hand.
Yeah, and he's like, "Oh, you're right. I'm gonna be Daredevil, like still."
Yeah, he's right. Take me to the gym where I'm gonna jump up and grab the.
We're gonna do an epic montage, but then we can't afford to do the montage. Yeah, so you're gonna see me jump up and grab the wings, and that's it. You're like, oh.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
I thought it'd be more like, wait, what?
Oh, I found that funny though. I found that hilarious.
I was like,
they shortcutted it. They knew what they had to do, and they just
So
they just decided not to do it.
Yeah, hilarious. Oh,
yeah. So Daredevil. So Kingpin's got the. They filmed themselves beating up Daredevil, so he's got the footage which he cuts to show all the other mob bosses in the city.
Yeah.
Right. And say, look, we killed Daredevil, so I'm in control, boy. Except that. You didn't get a body, so how do you know you killed Daredevil or not?
How do you know? Did you see him die?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, oh, dude, no.
Yeah. So then Daredevil goes to Fisk Tower, and so all the mob bosses are meeting, and Daredevil's stealthed in, and then he's going to fight some couple of guys, and they pull out the guns, and then one guy goes, no guns, the meeting's on. I'm like, right. Okay.
Yeah. Like, wait.
I mean, it's different if you're on the same floor as me and you're thinking, all right, the bullets might hit one of your mob bosses or whatever, right? But it doesn't look like that.
No, it's just like...
And I don't know why you wouldn't want gunshots to happen if you're fighting a guy like Daredevil. Yeah. And you want to eliminate him,
It's like you just handicapped yourself. Why would you...
Yeah, I guess that they have to pretend to sell the story of Daredevil being dead because the Kingpin will get angry with them. Even though it's just like, well, he might not be dead, but he's for real dead because we were shooting him now.
Yeah,
anyway.
like... Then make him worse. Yeah, I mean, like, just think about it.
Yeah. And then one of the guys, he pulls an out. He pulls an axe off the wall and says, "This time we finish the job." Do what I mean? To Daredevil, right?
Yeah.
And the Daredevil's like, "No, I don't see." I'm like, right, but that's an in-joke to the people that know he's blind, right?
Yeah, they don't know anything.
Exactly. Why didn't you just throw a baton at the light switch, or the lights, whatever, and then it goes dark, and he says that, and then it goes dark,
Yeah.
So then no one can see, and then it makes sense,
Yeah, and you can just say now an equal playing field, and then be like, wait, what? Maybe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like something like that. But no, it's just weird in jokes that no one's gonna get. And it's
exactly.
Funny.
Yeah. As far as and then they what's it called? Then Kingpin gets away. Kingpin being Gimli, by the way.
Yeah, I thought it was hilarious. Like, oh, so Kingpin's a British dude. Cool. All right.
Yeah, and you know what he is? He's kind of got the hamminess to him, the theatrical experience. I'm going to put it that way. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not playing him like Vincent D'Onofrio or even Michael Clark Duncan. No, he's playing it like he's playing it large.
But like, he was some weird. Another thing, like maybe I laughed about was like, so he's like some weird mathematician as well. How they can do it? Like he's got that headset and stuff, and the time we do this, and I was like, wait, so are you like Clock King as well? Have you like universes? I'm confused.
Yeah. And somehow he's got not a penthouse built or water tower built at the top of his building. No.
Yeah.
It's a building that collapses because he's got a helicopter at the top of it. All right.
That was hilarious as well.
Yeah.
It made no sense.
And so when Kingpin gets away, Daredevil's like, yeah. I was like, all right, yeah.
The CGI was hilarious. But yeah,
but then I was like, that's what I'm saying. This is blatantly a to be continued, and not only that, there's not a lot of Hulk outs, of course, and there was an extended period before there was a Hulk out.
Yeah.
So it was like, this is the Daredevil show with David Banner's guest appearance, except it's the other way around.
Yes. Big time, which is
Okay. And so, what did you think of this movie? Better than the other one, or
slightly better, but it was just I don't know. It was another like when you see the because I saw the DVD cover as well, where you see that him and Court and the whole like, oh, okay, there's gonna be something like it's kind of misleading the title.
Yeah. Did you see Stan Lee in the thingamajig as well?
No, I didn't.
He was one.
I didn't notice it because I read it on. I was looking at Wikipedia. Like, oh, Stan Lee was in this. I was like, wait, why did I not see him? Oh.
Yeah. He was one of the jurors in the trial, the Dream trial.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's one of those bullshit things where they film it for the trailers. Yeah. As many movies just film stuff for the trailers.
Yeah.
Fair enough in Deadpool, by the way, where the X-Force was in the trailers, deliberately to get killed.
Yeah, but that was funny. They did that well. Yeah.
And fair enough for Marvel making fake trailer sections because of spoilers, yeah? But sometimes some things like this dream sequence or some other sequences and other things, right? Yeah. And they just put in the trailers, just completely misleading.
Yeah.
And they get you to watch the film because of that trailer, and you're like, wait a minute, that was a completely off-key sequence or out of context, you know?
Yeah.
Or that's all the action. In the trailer, that's the only sections of the film that was action or whatever it is, you know?
Yeah, because that's just kind of dead, isn't it, this film?
Yeah. Well, no, I wouldn't say necessarily this film, but I mean, some other films. Trailers, is a bit... That's why I stopped watching trailers.
Yeah, same.
Well, parts of the reason, isn't it?
That's part of the reason, same with me, kind of. Just,
They don't want to get misled.
Yeah. And start complaining because you think that you've been told one thing, but something else.
Yeah, exactly. Like Suicide Squad was Guardians of the Galaxy, except it wasn't. And then the Suicide Squad was actually what it was.
Yeah, exactly. Ugh. But what else is this? Daredevil was okay. You can tell from watching it. It was a made-for-TV movie because you get that vibe from it. So I'm like, okay, doing what?
Yeah.
But I didn't mind it. It was better than the last one.
Okay. Yeah, well, would you have been interested to see the further adventures of Daredevil?
No.
Okay.
Because I don't know. The actor for me wasn't. I don't know. He wasn't that great, if I'm honest.
Oh, okay. If there was a Thor spin-off based on the Thor of Incredible Hulk Returns, you'd be like, no.
I don't know about that, though, because that could have been a kind of cool buddy thing. So maybe I would have saw that. Hello?
What happened?
What, can't you hear me?
Yeah, no. You said that could have been a kind of, and then nothing happened.
Oh. That could have been like a kind of buddy comedy thing. So, yeah, it might have been alright. But...
Alright. Okay. But you're saying that Daredevil, you're like, nah.
Yeah, nah.
It wasn't intriguing enough for you to want to see anymore.
No, it wasn't intriguing enough at all.
Okay. You don't want to see Matt get his revenge on the Kingpin?
Nah, I'll just wait 15 years and see it on Netflix. Yeah.
Well, no. Wait, hold on. No. What, is Daredevil 2003 on Netflix now?
No, I was talking about the TV series, but yeah. Oh,
that would have been 20 years.
Wait.
25 years.
Wait, when did this one come out?
1989.
Yeah, and then the Daredevil TV show came out 2015, right?
2015, yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, that's 15.
That's like 20-something years.
Wait.
Yeah, because... yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, 25 years, whatever. Yeah, cool. Oh yeah, or I could have waited 10.
Daredevil 2003. Yeah. Daredevil 2003 would have been like 14 years after this.
Well, I'll wait for that because that's a superior film. But yeah, wait for that. And I enjoyed that much more because it felt to me more honest to the characters.
Well, I mean, you know what I have to say? I do like bits of that film, but I also don't like bits of it as well.
No, that film is great and it shouldn't be changed, if I'm honest. You know.
Oh, some of that dodgy CG.
Hey, it was 2003. Every film that time had dodgy CG.
It's true. I thought that movie tried to be too much like The Crow. But then again, when I first watched the movie, I thought it was really cool. So it's one of those things. The more I watch, the more I think, oh, this film was trying to be something that
Yeah,
it kind of isn't.
But to be fair, like that, like those early years were lots of films were trying to be of the time, like kind of dark, gritty, new metal sort of stuff. So yeah, I can see it.
All right, so Death of the Incredible Hulk, 1990, directed by Bill Bixby as well, by the way.
Yes.
Oh yeah, so it was a Daredevil one.
Yeah, so was Daredevil one, and I think so was the Hulk Returns.
No. He produced it, but he didn't direct it.
Oh.
Yeah. So, okay. Now, I don't know how you think about this, by the way, but David Bellamy is a janitor at the some sort of science center thing.
Yeah.
Government facility, whatever, right? And he's playing a simple character. Is the best way I can put it. Right?
Yes. Which
now
is kind of offensive, but yeah.
No. What I was going to say, on the level of offense, I'm going to list you a couple of other guys, right? But on the level of offense, this is very low.
Yeah.
As in, it's not really offensive. Okay, he's playing a character that maybe has the mental age of what, 12 or something like that.
Yeah.
12, 13. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's been worse, right?
That's true. Yeah.
And when I say mental, like just kind of a bit slow and a bit. Yeah. Okay. Now I want to list you. What's it called? You seen Tropic Thunder?
Yeah, of course.
Simple Jack.
Yeah.
that was like, okay, I know you're doing a comedy and you're doing that deliberately over the top, so kind of yes, right?
Yeah.
You kind of get away with it, even though you're thinking, well, I don't know about that sort of thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if you've ever seen that movie, Sean Penn movie, I Am Sam.
No, but I heard that's good, but very.
Okay, so this is, by the way, I haven't seen it, but I only read about it.
Yeah.
He I think he has a kid, but he's also got some sort of and this mental whatever he had, right?
Yeah.
He had the kid because obviously when you see the character, you're like, hold on a minute, he's like 10 years old. It's like his mind's not there. Someone slept with him. What?
Yeah, that's kind of like that person in prison.
But so he's got some sort of mental degradation going on.
Yeah,
and he's befriending his 10-year-old son. Essentially.
Yeah.
Kind of. And I'm like, I can't. I feel that this movie's only done for Sean Penn to try and win an Oscar, that sort of recognition.
Yeah.
I'm like, I want to say exploitive to me, but it's just like, well, I don't. It's not a film that I want to watch because it feels like it's a bit dirty to watch.
But no, you're kind of right though. It's kind of exploitive.
Yeah. Forrest Gump, which is not that bad, but yeah, on a level of offensiveness, it's not that bad, right?
No, it's not bad. No.
And then our boy Eugene.
Oh yeah, that's like it's right. His portrayal isn't that bad. It's everything around it that's kind of is bad. Like how he's treated and stuff. It's like, yeah, that is pretty.
Well, for copyright reasons, of course, he can't use that, right?
Yeah.
So then when he calls himself Eugene, he does that big U with his fingers.
Yeah.
Eugene, and then he does it, and I'm like, I don't know how. He as Bishop is like he's a very special talent. I'm like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, where I stand on it. Yeah.
The thing is, like, are you trying to? It's awkward. It's awkward because I don't know if you're how in on the joke are you trying to make everyone, like all the audience watching and stuff like that, all the people that I said like, oh wow, this is kind of awkward territory.
Yeah. Uncomfortable. Yeah.
Anyways, so as far as offensivity goes, I think it is very low.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's working in the government facility. He's behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Helping the scientists do stuff without them knowing. So the scientist guy is like, he leaves a message on his computer. Who are you? How are you trying to help? And then when he's like, I'm just a friend. And then when the scientist guy goes, all right, well, I'm just going to clearly set up some security in the room to find out who it was. And then David Bellamy walks in there.
Yeah.
And then he's like, oh, the janitor, don't come in, no, because if he comes in, then my mysterious friend won't appear. And then it turns out it is him. To the shock of the scientist working on the project, right?
Yeah.
And then he's like, oh, pretending to be slower because apparently, he is actually beneath suspicion. So it did work. He did the Clark Kent disguise. Yeah, okay.
But like, what I find as funny is this. Like, okay, I'm pretty sure most scientists, like, I don't know, this might be me a bit of a reach, but
yeah,
know each other or have seen pictures or whatever from like conventions and stuff, innit?
Well,
they're in the same sort of field, right?
To be fair, this is the 80s.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure still, like, they had like conventions or whatever.
Well, no, he's been on the run since the 70s.
Yeah, even then.
Well, and then this, as far as I don't want to criticize your logic because I'm just going to point out that let's just say, for example, New Japan Pro Wrestling back in the day.
Yeah.
Without the internet, how would we know about some of these New Japan wrestlers?
Yeah, true, but other wrestlers would know.
Oh yeah, okay, all right, you got me there.
You know what I mean? So it's like, and how did he pull off? Okay, if they're going by real time logic, so the whole series started in like 70s, right?
78, I think, yeah.
And this is
77 is
1990, right?
Yeah.
So for 13, how has he been pulled off being dead for 13 years?
It's true, but then again, we're just gonna say technology wasn't there wasn't as much security back in. You know what? There was an episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, by the way, where I think at the end of one season, she kind of left Sunnydale, and then she was working as a waitress at the beginning. I think it was season 3.
Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So even into the mid-90s, you could just disappear and no one will find you. So though we could say that's the kayfabe logic of movie universes.
Yeah, we'll just get it like that. And yes, it was. I just found. I don't know that no one's ever figured it out. I don't know. It's just weird.
Yeah. So they're quite trying to. They're like, oh yeah, David explains to him he's the Hulk and everything like that. And they're like, oh yeah, we're trying to help cure you, blah blah blah. And then I think as they got him strapped to the table, wherever they are, they're doing the experiment, and clearly something happened. Black Widow breaks in.
Yeah.
And just to steal some papers or whatever. When I say Black Widow, I mean like she's the Russian spy who just pretend to be one of the security guards, and then starts a fight.
Yeah.
Well, like it's like there's something going on, right? I know you need to just wait for them to finish and get done and get out of there. No, you just like, nah, I'm gonna go and feed my stuff in front of them.
Yeah, and like she was. In this whole thing, I don't know, she didn't come off stealth to me whatsoever, because everything she done was so blatant. And I was like, oh, how do you not...
She's destroying stuff while finding those 2 other scientists.
Yeah.
And then David hulks out because of that.
Yeah, just...
And then she runs towards security saying, it's him, it's the monster, right?
Yeah.
Oh, like, okay, that's... Because... The female security guard's been knocked out with her, and they find her. So I'm like, actually, you know what? She diverted attention to the immediate thing happening there. Okay, fair enough, right?
Yeah.
But, yeah.
But it was just funny, that bit where she chokes out the other one, and she pressed the intercom thing, and the guy can hear like struggling.
Yeah,
so he just runs around the corner and just sees it get up, blatantly like get up from.
Oh, you know what's even worse? So she walks past him. Right, a Black Widow, walks past this guy.
Yeah.
At the beginning, Then he does intercom, right? Like you're saying, because she kind of ignores him because obviously she didn't know the voice, right?
Yeah.
And she doesn't want to stop because it's clearly not her face.
Yeah.
And this girl, she stole the lady's security uniform.
Yeah.
So you would have thought that lady who now has a security uniform would have said something to someone to get a replacement. Anyways,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So he presses the intercom. He hears the security guard struggle, like the fake security guard and the actual female security guard struggle. He goes around the corner, and then she's standing like, no problems.
The most obvious thing ever. I was like,
Yeah. Especially since he's down the hallway, so it's kind of, all right, I get it. You didn't look at her too closely. Fine,
but at least walk down to see, not just okay. Nothing seems strange here. I'm gonna go back to
Gotta man my post, Gotta get paid to do quote unquote security work.
And I was like, wow, stuff like that wouldn't fly in these day and age. You know what I mean? Like, I can see why lots of things have changed since then.
Yeah.
Oh, God. What are you doing?
Yeah, so basically military applications and whatnot, right? The Russians want the paperwork and to steal whatever the criminal stuff they want to do. And how did they somehow hurt the scientist guy?
Yeah. Or was he like, because they'd made the whole machine for the Hulk, and he's not the Hulk, sorry, Bruce Banner, and he's like, oh, someone's come in, so we're gonna have to stop this for now. And he's like, no, I can't do it. So he goes down because he hears that woman rustling and that stuff.
Yeah.
And then he goes, what are you doing? And she accidentally pushes him, apparently.
Yeah. Accidentally on purpose,
like a proper push to me, but alright, sure, whatever.
Yeah.
And then he gets electrocuted, doesn't he?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
He gets hurt.
And then apparently, he pushes her. No, she pushes him, and he like stumbles back for like a mile. Knocks over a table that's a mile away, and then chemicals get hit on the floor, and there's a fire. And later on, the Hulk goes. Sorry, Bruce Banner goes, oh, I see you tried to save Dr. whatever his name is. Well, you pulled him into the fire. I was like, did that happen? I don't remember this.
Well, she did, kind of, but then she caused the incident to begin with. So
what's he going
So she reports back to the Russian mob. The Russian mob, they threaten to kill her sister if she does not do what they say. And then, she goes on the run with David.
Yeah.
We can leave this life behind, stuff like that,
Yeah.
Somehow they, I'm going to take it as there are two people that just in that fugitive situation.
Yeah.
And they've only got each other because they that's how it is, right? So okay, they hook up. Fair enough. I get that. Not only that, they try to revive the scientist dude, so they kind of have to do a little team up.
Yeah.
Because they have to get the information from him. That the Russian mob wants. So you're like, all right, fine enough. They both have particular reasons for particular things, right?
Yeah, and then, it's convenient. Oh, okay, now you guys apparently are in love and want. Even though it's basically trauma bonding. But all right. Sure.
Yeah. It is. Anyways, so then it turns out the Russian mob leader is the girl's sister.
Yeah.
So it's like, wow, betrayal right there.
Right.
And they try to cause more shenanigans.
Yeah.
And they try to run her. They try to run. I say Black Widow. I can't remember. I don't even remember her actual name. I'm going to put that way. They are in a plane in an airfield, and they try to run her over with the propeller.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, that's kind of
that's 2 steps too far. But all right, sure.
yeah. Which is where which David Banner runs towards her to save her. Hulk's out, jumps in the plane while the plane's taken off in the air because for some reason these guys decide that they're gonna fly into the sky with the Hulk inside their plane, right? He's not outside no more. He's already, come in the door, right? And then the plane explodes.
Yeah.
And you see a helicopter in the sky just for the fake height of it, right? Just in the sky. And then the Hulk falls down and you hear kind of like Zack Snyder orchestral music, like the Amazon wailing-ish, right? He's falling downwards facing the ground.
Yep.
Okay? And you see kind of basically blue screen artifacts behind Lou Ferrigno.
Yeah.
So Lou Ferrigno is with his back on the floor, pretending to fall downwards, but not downwards from his back, downwards forwards. Yeah. Right. Did you ever watch Charmed?
No.
Okay. Have you ever seen the segment where like randomly on YouTube, right, where the Charmed sisters fight Booker T and Scott Steiner
Yeah, I've seen that one.
in
Yeah,
Hell.
yeah.
And you see how Booker T and Scott Steiner, right? They beat them in the ring, right? The Charmed ones
Yeah.
beat up Scott's Harlem Pump, right? Harlem Pump
Yeah.
before Harlem Pump was a thing, because it's WCW.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, what was it?
And they fall into hell, but they fall backwards. And blatantly, they're lying down on the floor, flailing their legs and arms up in the air.
Yeah,
right?
on the green screen, yeah.
Yeah, but at least they're falling backwards, yeah?
Yeah.
Hulk is falling forwards.
Yeah.
And somehow, when he lands on the ground, he lands on his back.
Yeah.
Okay, amazing.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, like,
yeah.
I
And then Black Widow runs over to him and goes, David, no, you must live. We can survive. You know, if you survive, we can be free. And then David's holding her hand and says,
I am free.
I'm free. I am free. Finally, I am free. And then you get the ding, 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 Lonely Man music. I was like, all right, okay.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. I was like, you know what? That ending was kind of, you know, that section of the ending. I was like, yeah, that's kind of, you know, that's got something to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's everything else beforehand, by the way. Yeah.
Yeah.
For these
like,
last 30 seconds.
And the other bit I thought was hilarious when, you know, he goes, "Oh, we got to save the doctor and his wife because they're the only family I got." So I was like, "Wait, how you bonded with them this quick? I'm confused."
Yeah.
A lot of it.
Yeah.
Like, okay, that's a bit of a reach.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Yeah. And would you say a fall from that height would kill a Hulk? Well, I will say that the first, which is the Hulk. Okay, there's one episode where he encounters another Hulk, which the Hulk before he was Hulk, right?
Yeah.
And that's where he was trying to find that one, because that Hulk got cured, so he was trying to find that Hulk to emulate the cure. Anyways, that Hulk got killed by bullets, so I don't know how bulletproof Lou Ferrigno Hulk is. So maybe that damage that, you know, he fell could actually kill him.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, maybe, but you know, you're telling me you didn't think much of these movies at all?
Okay, for the time,
yeah,
I can see why people would like them for the time.
Okay,
but they have not aged well, obviously.
Yeah. You know, I mean, I watched them for the fun of watching them.
Yeah,
I'd say, you know, the cheesiness, the B moviness of it. You know.
Yeah,
I'm with that. Yeah. I can't defend them and say they're great because they're not.
No. So would I ever watch them again willingly? No.
Okay, fair enough. Any memories of the series itself?
Trying to remember. All my memories of the Hulk series really is just, you know, the Lonely Man song and him walking down the street. Literally, that's my.
And Stewie Griffin walking down the street as well, right?
And him always just the Hulk's favorite move in all these thing in his TV shows or everything is just him flexing and doing nothing.
Yeah, the bicep flex.
Yeah,
like, but now before I get to the hilarious the Hulk outs the from the article I've got in front of me, the hilarious Hulk outs, right? Let me just point out two things from the series. Even though, you know what, I would watch the series again. By the way,
okay.
I would like to see the series, and I you know, if I find it somewhere streaming, I'll probably I'll just watch it for the jokes of watching it, right?
Yeah.
Just like I watched the Flash 90s series.
Yeah.
Now, would I watch the Spider-Man semi-series?
No.
Maybe I would actually. I'm not talking about Spider-Man from Japan.
I'll rather watch that because that just seems insane.
That's more Power Rangers than your sort of
that's
area,
my sort
right?
of thing, yeah.
The emissary from hell.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So two things. Let me point out, right? Yeah. So Ernie Hudson was in an episode of Incredible Hulk.
Okay.
Yeah, and he's beaten up Bill Bixby in a car wash, and they're gangsters, right?
Yeah.
Right. Not like gun running gangsters of nowadays, like proper gangsters. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he beats him up, throws him in the car wash to get run over by a car. I don't know exactly because the car's static here, but it's moving.
Yeah.
And Hulk then hulks out, right?
Yeah.
And Ernie Hudson's like, "Oh, boss, we there's trouble now." Anyways, they get you know they get run off and everything like that.
Yeah.
Then Hulk himself runs off, and the engineers, who are black guys, right?
Yeah.
They're the car wash engineers or whatever. Yeah, they look at Hulk running off, and then guy goes, "Now that's what I call a coloured brother." And I'm like, "Well, you know, okay."
Yeah. It's like,
It was like 70s, so
yeah.
I don't. I mean, how close are we to actually? Yeah, how tasteful was it back then? You know, now when you look at it, it's like, oh, okay, fine, right? We're past all of that.
Yeah.
But back then,
Like,
was it more sensitive? I don't know. And then, like you're saying about the most powerful move the Hulk ever does, which is the double bicep flex, yeah?
Yeah. Okay, we get it. You have muscles, God. Jeez.
So there's a bodybuilding competition going on, which Lou Ferrigno is actually in.
Yeah.
Lou Ferrigno with a beard, I think. I can't quite recall of it, right?
Yeah.
Hulk rescues someone. Lou Ferrigno's doing the posing. Hulk does whatever he's doing there, and then he rescues the lady, hands her off to Lou Ferrigno, hands her off to himself, right? And then all the bodybuilding people, the spectators watching it, they're like clap, 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 and then Hulk turns to him and goes double bicep, the chest, the Hulk, and then they're like, yeah, clap, 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 clap. We're like, wait a minute, what do you expect? To be fair, like you're saying, it's his signature move, so it is not out of character for him to do that for the comedy, right? Even though he's not comedy, he's angry. So then he turns around and smashes the wall and runs off, and then everyone's like, oh my god, right? Okay.
Yeah. Oh, geez.
Yeah. But yeah, and just to tail off the Death of the Incredible Hulk.
Yeah.
Would have made more sense to you if Jack McKee was in it, and at the end of it, he finds that it's him and David towards the end, or something like that. He gets involved somehow, and that's when he knows David Banner is the Hulk.
Yeah, that would
to wrap up the entire lot.
Yeah, it'd be more of like a payoff. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh. Good on him.
Yeah.
Not good on him, but you're like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
All right, so let me get to the wacky Hulk outs. Yeah.
All right.
Right now, I don't know if you remember the first episode, but okay. Actually, what do you think of the origin of the Hulk in this series compared to other Hulk origins?
I'm gonna have to refresh my memory on these.
Okay. Yep. Right. Okay. So we know the comic version. There was a gamma bomb, right? And he rescued Rick Jones. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which should have been incinerated, but whatever, right?
Mm-hmm. Sure.
The 2003 version.
Yeah.
Where he was rescuing quote unquote Rick Jones, but not, by putting himself in front of the gamma pulses.
Yeah.
The 2008 film, which kind of is like this film, where so this film they're like in this series, they're like, okay, so he was trying to, how when people get an adrenaline rush.
Yeah.
So the baby, to the mother whose baby's trapped underneath the car, she gets an adrenaline rush and she can actually flip the car over, kind of, yeah?
Yeah.
I'm like, all right. Yeah, okay, right? Because it has happened in real life. And this is what David Banner was attempting to do, because his wife was... He got in a car crash with his wife and he couldn't save her.
Yeah.
And then he decides with the scientist lady friend,
Yeah.
to do the experiment, right? But he doesn't know himself because he can't wait for her for whatever reason the next day. Yeah. And so that's what he was doing, right?
Mm.
And then he overdosed himself on the gamma rays.
Okay.
So he puts himself to the contraption.
Yeah.
Nothing happens. He's like, oh, failed experiment. Goes off to
Hello.
car, whatever it is, the tire of his car, right? Slips the jack or the crowbar, whatever it is, and then he basically like, oh, that's where your first Hulk's out.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Yeah, because the person, yeah. I know, yeah.
So like, all right, okay. I mean, yeah, okay. As the first Hulk out, I think it's kind of a bit of a, all right, fair enough if someone was trapped somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Or if the car fell over and he was in it and stuff like that, yeah? And he hulks out.
Yeah.
But as this was just like, man just got super frustrated and hulked out, all right?
Yeah. Oh, okay. That.
But yeah, just as we're bringing that up, the MCU version,
yeah,
I will say, I don't want to say it's something similar to this, but you know how like in the Ultimates version as well, where it's a super soldier serum
Yeah.
that's kind of leveled up.
Yeah.
I would have thought the 2008 version should have been like a mix of the TV series and the super serum version, like because then it would have kind of balanced it out.
Yeah, that would make more sense. Yeah.
I think it's the Gamma Bomb would have been a bit too much.
Yeah.
I don't mind the adaptation of what they did because for the series it made a lot more sense, and as far as the logic goes, it does actually make a lot more sense.
Yeah, it does. Like the original comic book version, it's cool, but like when you think about it practically, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, that's a bit much.
So Hulk out number in the pilot show. Hulk out. He gabbed himself with a crowbar or tie Jack away with his, and then this other Hulk out. He's fighting a gorilla. Now it's a caged gorilla, yeah, which is basically not a gorilla because it's a dude in a gorilla suit.
Yeah, like always. Yeah.
So, some sort of experiments happening. I think that David was in the middle of they dosed him up and threw him in the cage with the gorilla.
Okay.
Yeah, because bad guys are going to be bad guys, and the gorilla harasses him, and so then he turns into the Hulk. He fights the gorilla.
Okay.
Beats the gorilla up, kind of, right?
Yeah.
And then the gorilla, like, he breaks out of the cage, he runs off, right? And the gorilla, so traumatized with him, he stumbles back into the cage and locks himself up. All right.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, okay. And I was watching the scene itself.
Yeah.
And it's hilarious because it's just I don't even know what they were doing. Yeah, it's just so silly, you know, in all the wrong ways. The Hulk out itself, but it's the scene, you know, just like, all right, gonna fight a gorilla, all right, you know.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. You know, that's not weird. It's like everyday thing. I guess they did in the 80s. Oh, I don't know. So weird.
Yeah.
I love it.
So another Hulk out. David Banner, he needs to get to a certain location. I have to be there by 4 p.m. And because of New York traffic, the cab driver was like, "No, relax, man. We'll only be 10 minutes late." He goes, "No, you don't understand. I have to be there, right?"
Yeah.
And then, so essentially, the road rage Hulk out.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. I'm like, all right, you know.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah. There's another one where he needs change. He needs cat. Some lady's getting harassed somewhere, right? In the warehouse, and David's tracked her down, and he's like trying to call the cops.
Yeah.
But then he puts the cash in the thingamajig, and there's like operator's like, "Oh no, you need to forward this number. All right, you need to give me back my 25 cents." And now, unfortunately, blah blah blah. And he's just got wound up by the getting forwarded.
Yeah.
Like he hulks out. I'm like, all right. Yeah.
And that made him do Hulk out. Okay. No.
Yeah.
I can see why he didn't want to go to trial then. I guess that makes sense. Yeah.
Someone tried to lethal injection the Hulk.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you know I don't know the exact situation of it, right? But yes, I just gave you a lethal injection. Sorry, David. And then he hulks out. So he's just like, all right. I think there's another, a computer panel thing fell on him.
Yeah.
During the earthquake, and then he hulks out there.
Okay.
I think he kind of hulks out to the memory of his. Just give. I want to say I think that I haven't seen. I have seen the pilot, but I haven't recently watched it for this. But he hulks out due to memories of his wife being trapped in the car, which kind of is like, well, that's not funny. That's actually kind of
that's kind of messed up.
Yeah, exactly. Though it could be the situation surrounding it is hilarious. Like if I said, "Oh yeah, threw a guy in a gorilla cage," and you're thinking he's gonna get murdered by a gorilla, but then the gorilla suit is really terrible, and then he hulks out and traumatizes the gorilla. Yeah. There's one where a crate drops on his ankle.
Okay.
And he hulks out through that. I'm like, oh, okay. It's just like when you stub your toe, yeah, and you're like, oh, and you get a Hulk out from that. All right.
It
I
sounds
mean,
like he hulks out for like minor inconveniences. You know?
yeah.
Something like, oh, okay, you could just not be that bothered by it, but oh, sure, you're gonna hulk out and then have to move somewhere and start all over again. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
There's a scene where he's at I want to say the YMCA, but
Yeah.
so the bully. Oh no, it's not the YMCA. I'm going to speak about the comic book scene where he is in the YMCA, but I think he's cleaning the gym, the American football locker, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And them, you know how people are. The bullies are just going to bully, right? They're snapping their towels at him, and he's like, "You don't want to do that. You don't want that." And they back him into the sauna, and then they switch it on.
Yeah.
And let him to steam him to death or whatever. And then he just basically pushes the door, like sends them flying.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, okay. But I was like, for a minute, yeah, as I started to watch this, I was like, is this going to be like the scene in the comics where I don't know if you know about it, right?
Yeah.
He went to the YMCA. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
He went to shower in the YMCA.
Okay.
Now, I don't know how bad the reputation that the YMCA had back in the 70s, right?
Yeah.
And I'm sure the song by the Village People did not help, right? No, necessarily did not help, right? Because it wasn't as... They didn't embrace the silliness of it back in those days, right?
Yeah.
But he was about to get assaulted in the shower.
Okay.
And he hulked out.
Oh, well.
Yeah. And when I say assaulted, I did not mean... He was going to get... Well, he might have got beat up, but something else would have happened.
Yeah.
Which is like, wow, okay, That's kind of messed up. And I was like hoping that's not the scene that was going to happen here.
Like, another thing I found hilarious about all these Hulk movies is how old Bill Bixby looks. He looks like he's in his... Like, because when he died, I think he was like 59.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay... I don't know. He just looked super old, and it looked it. I'm like, oh wow, this.
Well, he was 45 when he was Bruce Banner. I think when he started, roughly.
Oh wow, young whippersnapper. Okay.
No, yeah, but I was like, again, kind of, yeah. I mean, I think he kind of looks his age.
Well, he does kind of look his age, but then, like in the death of Incredible Hulk, when he gets with that woman who's obviously like 20 years younger than him, like, oh, this feels really young.
Yeah. Oh, well, actually, let me point out the bad guy from the Incredible Hulk Returns.
Yeah.
He plays Jay Allen in the Flash TV series pilot.
Okay. Oh.
Now, he was 42 there.
Yeah.
He had white hair. That's the guy who looked old, man.
Yeah, that is like uber old. Yeah.
So, yeah. But yes. So number 10, right? Hulk. David Banner hulked out because of a really bad trip. Someone spiked his orange juice with LSD.
Okay.
All right. Yeah.
In the show, this happened.
In the show, yes.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Right.
The rock and roll musicians, you know how musicians are. So even nowadays, where they hopped up on all sorts of crazy. Actually, you know what? When you look at the Beatles,
yeah.
Pre LSD, post LSD, right? There's blatantly a period where something happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
David Banner walks into a minefield, which I'm like, all right. See, some of these things I'm reading here to you, and it might be hilarious when you're watching it, but reading it sometimes just in context, it's just like, wow, that's kind of
dark. Yeah.
yeah. But the execution, on the other hand, might be what makes it funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. So David Banner, this other one, David Banner's working as a cab driver. He's got a pregnant woman in the car whose water's broken, and none of these other people, he ran out of gas and no one's helping him.
Oh, wow.
Which is like, all right, okay.
And that caused him to Hulk out.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
No, I'll give it to the writers. They are pretty creative in these Hulk outs.
I think he gets pushed out. He falls out of a plane without a parachute.
Okay.
Now, this I get, right? Because he did it in the movie as well, the 2008 movie.
Yeah.
So I can understand, right? But
Yeah.
then if he survived, how far did he fall out without a parachute? Because if he can Hulk out survive, how come he couldn't Hulk out and survive that other time? Though you were saying Death of Incredible Hulk, maybe the scientist that kind of quote unquote cured him or something like that. You know, whatever. You know,
Yeah.
maybe the science experiment did nullify the Hulk to some degree. I don't know.
That's what I always thought. And then watching it's like, wait, what? Especially how in the beginning they're going, yeah, you like the Hulk. You're based like nearly indestructible. You're indestructible. And the more like, okay, but then he gets blown up and dies. Like,
Yeah.
make it make sense.
Yeah. And the last one, Japanese gangsters, Yakuza, right?
Yeah.
In Chinatown, by the way, decide to feed David Banner poison sushi. All right.
Sounds about right. All right.
Yeah. I want to say Japanese gangsters, but at this point, I haven't seen the episode. And you know how it is, where people don't care about what's racist what at some points.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially back then. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, like, hey, whatever, man.
It's a very awkward one to watch now.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Actually, I'm wanting to watch that. This list intrigues me more to watch the Hulk series, and not only that, now that I know that, obviously, you know, Chris Evans was Captain America, and he buffed took the super soldier serum, Vita Ray, whatever it is,
yeah,
and then he started chasing those criminals. He was chasing Richard Armitage.
Yeah.
In his bare feet.
Yeah.
And he had rubber feet on.
Yeah.
Right? Hulk did not have rubber feet on for some reason.
No.
He had sandals.
Yeah, which looks
and
so
slippers.
Like, oh, wow.
That were painted green. I'm like, all right, well, clearly you can't run in bare feet, yeah? But sure, you can make him oversized rubber feet that I could wear on top. Nah, we're not even going to do that, you know?
Just, you know. Or let you just run around like a obvious... Well, at least paint them green. You know what I mean? Like,
they are painted green.
But
they are painted
obvious.
green.
It's like, oh.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. But you're saying you'd never watch those movies again, and you're saying you would never watch the series again, right?
I agree to both of those statements since that I'd say.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Would you agree? Okay, so there were rumors that they were going to do, one of them, I think, Spider-Man from the semis was going to do a crossover with Hulk at some point.
Okay.
Well, someone says, Nicholas Hammond says, right?
Yeah.
But Lou Ferrigno says he don't know about it.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think, do you remember the Captain America 90s movie?
Yes, that amazing.
Was that a TV movie?
Yes.
All right, so maybe at some point they were going to do a crossover with him. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I will say though, I saw the DVD cover of that where Captain America: The First Avenger had come out.
Yeah.
So they rebranded this Captain America: The Original Avenger, and they stuck that sticker, that circle sticker, over that guy, over the actor's face.
Yeah.
Right. To lure you into buying it, to make you think that it's the first Avenger. What?
Wow.
Shady practices, right?
That is terrible.
I don't know if you know the Kevin Smith Bruce Willis film Cop Out.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so as the sticker on that was like for diehard fans only. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, so this sticker is trying to entice you to buy it because to make it sound like it's like Die Hard, except that's not where they're like, oh, you know, if you're a Die Hard Bruce Willis fan, not if you're a Die Hard movie, you know, of the Die Hard fan of the Die Hard movies, you know?
Yeah.
It's just like, wow, you people.
That's super sneaky.
You're gaslighting the audience here. But, and then randomly, I'm going to say, Cadbury's Cream Egg, yeah?
Yeah.
You know it's gotten smaller, through the years.
Yeah.
And you know what they did? They tried to gaslight everyone in the entire world. I have to say, it's great marketing, but it's so shady. And they were like, no, the Cadbury's Cream Egg has not gotten smaller. You've gotten bigger.
Huh. But then everyone can't have got bigger.
Well, that's the thing, right? You would have thought... I think they thought that there was no old cream eggs in existence, so they could do that, right? But then obviously there's going to be a random Cadbury's Cream Egg that's...
Yeah, someone just has.
Yeah. And it's like, it is, 15% smaller or something like that? I mean, bigger. So it's just like, wow, you people, you know?
That is sneaky.
Yeah. Yeah.
What a bunch of douches. Wow.
Oh yeah. Let me just point out as well, just one more thing on the Incredible Hulk TV series.
Yep.
Richard Kiel, you know who that is, right?
No. Who's that?
Jaws.
Oh yeah.
He was going to be the Incredible Hulk,
Yeah.
but you can see the size of him, right? He ain't bulky.
No.
He's like 7'2" or something like that.
Okay.
And Lou Ferrigno's 6'5".
Yeah.
So obviously there's a decent height difference, but if you're not that size, you're not that size, you know?
Yeah, of course. No.
You got to be the Hulk, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I will point out nowadays, right? I say nowadays, but like Hulk was 7 foot back in those days.
Yeah.
That's like the height of Kane.
Yeah.
Big Show is taller than the Hulk.
Yeah.
You know? 7 foot doesn't seem so big now, apparently.
No.
Which is why then Thor is 6'6", right, in the comics, and 6'4". Chris Hemsworth is 6'4".
Okay, yeah.
Right? But the difference between the Hulk and Thor's height is quite big.
Yeah.
Yeah. What height do you prefer your Hulk at?
8 feet.
Yeah.
Or whatever the size of CGI one is nowadays. And
The Professor Hulk?
wait, is Professor Hulk shorter than normal Hulk in the MCU?
I don't know, but he seems like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I look. Well, the thing is, I think the problem. I want to say the problem, but the thing is like to make a monster big. I mean, like it's just like how they made Doomsday really big as well. It's just like okay,
yeah,
kind of, you know, but I think for dramatic reasons they start making bigger and bigger because of I don't know. Media makes it. Yeah. If I said to you the Hulk 7 foot, you'd be like, all right, this decently impressive.
Because I do remember, and I think it's not Infinity or Endgame, where they go back to 2012, and I think the Hulk shrinks him, and they go, "Oh, remember, you got to try and be, fit in." And doesn't he shrink or something, or gets to one or two?
He shirks. Like that's why I say he seems Smart Hulk seems smaller. Professor Hulk, whatever version. I want to call him Professor Hulk, whatever, because that seems like that's the person. He seems smaller because Hulk, Savage Hulk hunches.
Yeah.
And this Hulk's standing up straight, and he is taller than everyone else, but he's only a certain degrees amount taller. Whereas Savage Hulk was hunching, and he was still that tall.
Yeah. Oh, so I think then I think he like bulked up. Well, he shifted height or whatever. Yeah. So yeah.
Okay, so now you're not bothered to watch the series or anything, right?
Yeah.
As far as Hulk origin stories go,
Mm.
of the Hulk's origins that are laid out to you,
Yes.
what would you rank them?
Laid out to me, I would rank them.
Like what's most, as far as I say, not logical, right? But in as far as it connects to the story that's going to be told from the Hulk.
Yeah. 2003, because I like that origin.
Well, you think that's the best Hulk origin?
No, it's the most one that makes not sense, but there's a bit of drama behind it. You know what I mean? And it's.
I have to say as well. I mean, not that I like the origin of that, right? But I will say that I like that movie, and I think it's underrated. It's not a Hulk movie.
Yeah.
It has the Hulk in it.
It has a Hulk in it, but it's not a Hulk movie.
A Hulk in name only, but I wouldn't classify. If it was something else, then it'd be a fine, dramatic story of a guy who has a Jekyll and Hyde personality that he can't control because of an experiment. Yeah.
Yeah.
But as an Incredible Hulk movie, nah.
Yeah, no, I get that. Yeah. But so it'd be that, and then possibly 2008, where it's just like, your super soldier serum gone wrong, sort of thing.
Well, that's more of the Ultimates.
Yeah.
I would say the 2008 because then clarify one way or the other.
Yeah.
Because it looks like the semis version with some of the super soldiers, something that Ross explains that the army was funding. So, yeah.
Yeah. And then the cartoon from the 90s.
All right.
And everything else after that.
Was the cartoon from the 90s the same gummer bomb explosion?
Yeah. Where you say
Okay.
Rick Jones and no, yeah, that's. And then
I will say, as far as the solo story, this origin, why he became the Hulk makes sense. Probably the most sense if you take it out of trying to connect it to anything else, you know, as its own thing. I will.
Hello?
Hello?
Oh, you cut out for a minute.
Oh. I will say the Gamma Bomb version from the comics.
Yeah.
He ain't surviving that.
No.
He's finished. He's done and dusted. That's the one that makes the least sense. But then again, Stan Lee's not a scientist, so we you know.
Yeah, he's far from.
And we know what radiation does to people nowadays. So
yeah, so it's different now. Yeah, you can't sort of get away with that.
Yeah. I will say the Ultimate version makes sense for the story they were telling.
Yeah.
I don't know why I would turn the Hulk. I think they took Joe Fixit teenage Hulk personality and went overboard with that, right?
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
But as far as relating it to the Super Soldier Serum, it does make sense. I will say, I don't know. I think we spoke about it before, but what was your opinion on mutants also being related to the Super Soldier experimentation?
Don't like it.
In the Ultimate Universe, do you think it was just too convenient? Everything's related to Super Soldier.
Yeah, it's too convenient. I
don't mind it as an idea in a vacuum. Yeah. But too many things are connecting to this one period in time for me to yeah, it's just like, okay, well, we have that, why not, you know? Yeah. And to be fair, it does cause Magneto's meltdown because he realizes, you know, we're just failed. We're not the Homo superior. We're just a bunch of
But then like, I don't know, because I feel like you took in something really easy, like mutations.
Yeah, exactly.
That you don't need to explain anything for. It's like, yep, people are just born different. No need for it. Then you've made it more complicated. Like, why would you?
Especially since they had, I think, Apocalypse in there or something like that, which was they established in the Ultimate Universe he was around for ages.
Yeah. So
except that he wasn't anymore.
Yeah. If mutants were, so I'm saying there's like, wait, no, that doesn't compute. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But yes. So that bringing us to the close of this episode of Trip Around the Multiverse.
Yes.
Will you actually legit go and watch the Spider-Man Sentai series?
Yeah, because it's hilarious. Why has he got a
robot? All right, you let me know when you watch it if you think it's any. And I will let you know when I watch the Hulk series whether it's you're not going to watch it anyway, but I'll tell you whether it's worth watching. I mean, I've watched the Flash 90 series and I wouldn't say it was particularly worth watching. It's only Arrowverse connected stuff that, you know.
Yeah, that's connected to that, isn't it? But yeah.
Yes.
I haven't. Yeah, but he's got super. What's it? Oh, whatever his stupid robot's called. Leon Liger.
Leopardon.
Yeah, there we go. Why is it called that? It doesn't make sense. So yeah, that's why I want to see what insanity it is.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So here's us signing off. I'm the man who lives in the hammer. That's named after my father. Apparently.
Yes.
I don't know. You know what? They never actually say what the name of the hammer is, do they?
No, they never said it. No, they never said more near. No.
Yeah. Siwai Chong and my co-host.
And I am the man who got my superhero name from a random guy telling me that we need more of that in this world. Kyle Charles. Why? I still understand. We need a Daredevil. That would be my name, not Blind Superman or anything. I mean, like a Blind Ninja guy. I'm gonna go with Daredevil. All right. Thank you for listening to us talk about the TV movies of the Incredible Hulk with Bill Bixby, R.I.P. R.I.P. And if you've enjoyed this episode, let us know. Give us a like. Don't forget to sub to our YouTube channel. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter. All that lovely stuff can be found in our description bit of this podcast. And if you're listening in the audio realm, please give us a 5-star review. And until next time, guys, I'd like to thank you all for taking a trip with us around the multiverse. Bye. Blue. Also, before closing off, I just want to thank my friends once again at All Access Arcade. Don't forget, they was with us on our WrestleMania review, and if you can, give them a like and subscribe to their channel, YouTube channel, and their Instagram and TikTok, which should be on the screen, I believe. And to reiterate, can't speak properly, reiterate what I just said before I did this little insert. Thanks once again for taking a trip with us around the multiverse. Bye.